Which is the greatest commandment in the law? Jesus replied, love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment. All your heart, all your soul, all your mind, with everything that you are, love God. Depending on how we envision God, we can hear that and it lands for us in some different ways. If I had gone up to Jesus, if I had gotten to live when Jesus was alive and I had walked up and said, what is the greatest commandment? And Jesus had said to me, Amanda, the most important thing you can do with your life, everything you've got, is to love chocolate. I would have walked away feeling like, yes, I can do it. I can do it. That is so easy for me. I've got this. Isn't it funny that that is not how that lands for us? It feels like it should. If God is the best thing, the most loving thing, the most gracious thing, the goodest thing, why don't we hear it like that? It seems like the young man who asked him this question was asking almost like in the vein of, if I want to be in the Olympics, how fast do I have to run the 400? Like, what do I have to do? What do I have to grit out? And Jesus' answer, love the Lord your God, seemed like something that was so easy for Jesus to do. And Jesus he knew God better than any person that had ever walked the earth. And it's this knowing, I think, that enabled him to love God so freely. There's a quote, do we have that slide, from William Paul Young? He kind of talks about the intersection of knowing and loving. He says, so many believe that it is love that grows, but it is the knowing that grows, and the love simply expands to contain it. Love is just the skin of knowing. I feel like if we really know God, if we really knew God, if we can catch a glimpse every now and again of who God really is, how beautiful, how loving, how gracious, how good, we will love him. It will feel like that loving chocolate kind of a thing. That this is not a hard thing for us to do if we could just see him. That when we really experience God, that will naturally flow out of us. C.S. Lewis, a writer, when he first encountered the book of Psalms in the Bible, he says he did not like it at all. He encountered this God who was constantly commanding people to worship him and to love him. And he said, if you met a human like this, you would think either they're the neediest person you've ever met, and it's exhausting to be around them, or that they're an egomaniac, full of themselves, saying everybody needs to praise me all the time. And he kept reading, and he stuck with it for some years. And he said after coming to know God, he thought about it differently. He thought, I find the most joy in my life when I'm loving God, when I'm praising God. And maybe God knew that was the case when he told me to do it. That it's not God giving us a hoop to jump through, but that it is God telling us where the joy is. Come to me, love me, know me. This is what you are created for. If you will pour out your love for me, you will find eternal life. That is what eternal life is. That is who you are. That is who I am. And that is where the good stuff is. So come to me. Love me with everything that you've got.